Alright, sorry, it cut right there. So, sorry about that. So, I might say that I might love it sometimes and all that, and I don't hate Mario 64 either, but it's not, I feel like the 3D Mario games haven't, at least the ones I play, like Mario 64 and this one, they haven't been really doing it. And why should I play Sunshine if two don't do it for me? Why would the other one? The thing is, I think people are starting to realize, even I started to realize this too a long time ago. Mario is the successor of Sonic going to 3D, yes, but it's not good. Nintendo doesn't even know how to do it. And most people are like, oh, but you can get a break from Mario 64, it was the first 3D and all that. Yeah, but look at Legend of Zelda. Despite how much I'm not a big fan of Ocarina of Time, I love Majora's Mask way better. I feel like they did it way better in Majora's Mask. Um, but look at those games. There's a reason why people look at those better than Mario 64 right now, or even in general. Not to say people don't hate those games, it's just that people look at it as like oh, okay, this is kind of how it is. And hey, if you disagree, that's fine. But that's just how I feel about it, man. It's just how I feel about it. This game had a lot of potential to be one of those Nintendo classics. And the thing is too, it's true what I said because I made a video saying that this is what Square Enix should have done. And I'd still agree. It's just that make it better. Square Enix should do something like that for Final Fantasy and make it better. That's it. And trust me, when it comes to platformers and RPGs, it's way different. The mindset is different, the atmosphere is different, you know? Because what you do in this game, if it was like an RPG, I wouldn't mind it all that much. It just cut down some of again, the moons, which should have been like that. The moons should have been cut. A lot of moons should have been cut. Again, going back, this is what you should have done in the game. You should have, you should have, while you're going through the stage, you're collecting the moons, and then you fight the boss if there's a boss, and then you collect that moon, and then you collect all while while you're collecting all the moons, you collect the moon that the boss gives you, you know, and then after that you power up the Odyssey and you leave. Not this freaking bullshit of like, oh, you power your Odyssey, you can leave. Oh wait, you still don't fight that boss. It doesn't matter, but hey, we're not gonna tell you that. Onward to victory. In some Mario games, like Mario 3D Land, was like, hey, you don't have enough coins, you can't get through here. So what if they did, hey, you didn't fight this boss or enough bosses to fight me? You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. This game, this game should have. This game, look, this. It's not like this game didn't blow my mind or I didn't have fun with it again. Like I said, but it has things that you look at and you be like, damn, man, damn, you should have been so much better. I don't. Again, going back, I don't hate the game. It's just that there's so many bullshit that you have to deal with. And the fact that there's no point of having so many moons. There isn't. And then when you have that open field, just have the projective, just have the objectives there, like putting plants and all that stuff. And the thing is, that should be a side thing. It should not be a main thing, because the main thing should be the levels of you collecting the moons, the stuff, putting the sheep there and putting putting the ship in the in, and then grabbing the seed and putting it in the pot. All of that stuff should be like side stuff that the player wants to do for extra moons. That's it. That's all it should be. And in a way, it kind of is that anyways. So you had something. It's just that you failed to do it. That's the thing with Nintendo when it comes to Mario games. They like to throw everything on it and not stick to something that's good and adapt from it. They don't want to do that. Don't get me started with the controls with the tanks. Oh my god. The one thing I dislike too when you use Cappy, I'm that type of person that likes to. The thing is, I was thinking of Cappy as like a ninja star. You should be throwing him like a fucking ninja star, fast as fuck when you're tapping the button. No! Now, I understand if you're holding it, that's different. But if you're tapping it like this, it should be like. You know how awesome that would be? But no, that's too much. Get you fucking hit and killed. You know how many times I've died because of that shit? Oh, it's my fault. No, it's clearly it's a design. You guys know this. When other video games can do that, but this game can't. Come on, seriously, come on. You guys know this. As Mario fans, you know this. This is not the worst Mario game. Oh, of course not. Not by Mario. But people need to look. People have said, "Hey, it's gonna be hard how to see this Mario game in a few years." Again, I haven't played Bowser's Fury. I heard Bowser's Fury was amazing. Who knows? It probably is. I haven't played it. But as it stands right now, Mario Odyssey gets a 7 out of 10. That's close to a 6. That's not good. And I don't mind, look, I don't mind games or movies that are like 7 out of 10 or even 6 out of 10. I don't. But I almost dropped this game to literally a D just because some of the shit like that. If I didn't have fun the way I did in this game would automatically be a D. That's not good, Nintendo. That's not good. That's not good. Good thing I have been putting off this game for quite a while. I'm not saying do not get this game. If you want to get it, go ahead get it. If you have a different experience that I did, then that's fine. But just understand the flaws that I'm pointing out. There's so many potential they could have had with this game. For example, there's a bird that you can possess, and you could literally use his beak to stab the wall. Now you can go up and down with it. The frustrating thing with me is that when you move side to side, it gets you killed and you fuck up. Can that not be an option? Because that to me, that gets you more killed than anything. Because you could do it by accident and you die. Take that out of me going left and right and give the option for the bird to fly. For crying out loud. My god. Was that so fucking hard? That's why I have a complaint with that bird. I love it, but at the same time, I fucking hate it. It almost made me put the game down. Bowser stage and that cooking stage, that stage that has the freaking forks and shit like that. With the lava and shit like that. With the purple lava and shit. Oh, pink lava, pink lava. I was done. And don't get me started with that boss fight in that stage. Oh my god. At first I was having fun. And then it started to get boring because it lasted too long. And then the boss started speeding out little by little so you can like jump on it and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing. That sounds cool, but the execution sucks. It sucks. That's why I'm saying that little fireball should be shooting. Have the option to shoot through his mouth. He should have a projectile. Imagine you jumping through those freaking water things and shooting at him. That is more badass and more cool. Instead of just jumping through it, going on top and smashing it. Wow! That's basically every enemy in the game. Come on, do something new! No! What the fuck? By that time that I got to that stage, I was done. I was like, I'm done with this game. I'm done. I was done. I was ready. I was ready to stop playing and literally send it back to the to the mom and pop store that I got it from. I don't care if I didn't get my money back. I wanted to return it. That's how bad it got for me. It is the worst stage I've ever fucking went through. That fucking cooking stage. Bowser stage is the second one bad, but it's not as bad. It's still pretty fun to roam around with, and the bosses there, especially when you go back to it. No, not the boss. Well, actually, yeah, there was a boss, like a little mini boss. There was no music playing, but there's like a little robot boss that throws Koopas and shit like that, which is fun. I wish we got that too. Oh, that's why too. In some post game stuff, they put stuff that's good that I'm just like, you should have put that in the main game. What are you doing? Like some of the boss fights. I get that you want to have a smooth sailing adventure for the viewers, Nintendo, but the boss fights should have been more flavor, more more harder, more badass. Because when you go to post game and fight those bosses, they're more fun to play and they're more harder to play. I mean, fight, and when you die, it makes you want to go back and do it again. I never felt that type of boss fight from a Mario game in a long time. I can only get that from the RPG Mario games. Good God. Look, again, I I love this game. I do. I enjoyed this game. In a spiritual enlightenment way, don't get me talking. Because there's octopuses in the moon. So I can literally, I mean, octopi in the moon. So I can literally talk about that all day. So again, going back, the enemy designs are not bad. It's just that they're all bitches in this game. Yeah, they can kill you. Yeah, but they're more of annoyance than anything. And that's not what your enemy wants to do. That's not what you want your enemies. Your enemies that are roaming around the stages and the free roam stuff want to be. You don't want them to be annoyances. And that's what they are, annoyances. I never played a Mario game that the Koopas and the Goombas were annoyances. That's sad. They have never been that. But I played this game and Nintendo found a way. They found a way to make these guys very fucking annoying. When you just want to do an objective, they getting away. I get that's what you're supposed to do, but for crying out loud, man, there's a whole point of being difficulty and a whole point of like putting them in random places because I don't have the time. That's how it felt like. That's not good. That is not good. That's not good. That's not good. Look, this is not the angry video game nerd game. Again, I enjoyed the angry video game nerd game, but you can clearly see what they're trying to do with those games. Make it so bad it's good in a way, but in a way they're not really bad at all. They're still pretty fun and not really bad at all. It's just people are crazy talking shit about that game, but you can see what they were trying to do. And to me, that's fine because you're a small thing that you're trying to make a game for the fans because that's how it represents with AVGN, you know. But when a big product like Nintendo does that shit, you're like, what the hell? The reason I'm looking there because I literally saw a fucking orb, like someone was just like a portal. I don't want to get into it. Holy shit! But there's a lot of things with this game that are flawed. Can I keep going? Apparently, there's a lot of shit. The boss fights save it for me. Even the rabbit ones, yes, they got repetitive, but a lot of boss fights from Nintendo do. So calm the fuck down. You know? Plus, at least with some of these boss fights, there's different strategies if you find out how to defeat them. Not every, not everything that you do, like stomping on their head, is um, always the one to kill them. I mean, that's not the only way to kill them. Basically, there's other strategies to kill them. With some bosses, not all of them, but the other bosses that you fight, like when I mentioned the sand level, yo, when you fight the Aztec guy, when you when you possess his fist and you punch him in the face, mm, I felt that shit. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. That's one of the reasons why it was my favorite stages. You felt that punch. You felt that. Yeah. I never felt that again, except for that Bowser fight at the end. Bowser again was the highlight. Bowser was great, you know. But there was no. I know in post game you had to fight him again the same way you did before, but there was no reason for you to. There's no reason for you to, right? Seriously, they even got. I heard. I haven't went back to the stage, but I even there's a cloud level that you can get. Obviously, um, moons, but guess what? There's barely any moons in it, and there's also a stage that's like Dark Souls and shit like that. It looks fucking dope. You fight like a Dark Souls dragon. It's amazing, but the stage is not big at all. Both of those stages, the cloud stage and that Dark Soul stage, should have been huge and massive, just like all the other stages. But it wasn't. It was so disappointed. So disappointed. It was stupid. It was stupid. You wasted it. You wasted it. Because the story's not short. You could have made it a little bit longer with that. The story is not that long. It would have been nice to at least felt that to give us those other levels. And then when you look back at those levels, when you beat the game, you'll be like, yeah, I went to that cloud stage. Yeah, I went to that Dark Soul stage. I can go around, show my friend, look what monsters that they have. Look at this area. It's dope. But no, now you just show your friends that this little small area you fight a dragon in. Yeah, it might sound cool, but once your friends see it, they'll be like, oh, well, that could have been better. It's like, great. Again, there's a lot of flaws with this game, but at the same time, it's still fun to me. I had a good time with it. Is it the best Mario game? Or is it the best Mario game of all time? No. Is it the worst Mario game of all time? No. It says it in the title. It's an Odyssey. It really is. I, I've heard that from a YouTuber that said the same thing, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Super Mario Odyssey is an Odyssey. It's not the worst game, but it's not the best game. It's just a game that exists, and hopefully Nintendo can learn from it. Because looking at it, I'm just like, damn. It's funny too, because if I played this game when it first came out, I would have thought the same shit. I would have felt bad. I kind of felt I still kind of feel bad because a lot of people do like this game. A lot of people love it. Hell, some people probably grew up with this game, from 2017. But it's just not that great of Mario game. I still kind of recommend, again, going back, Mario 3D Land. Mario 3D Land did everything that this game should have done. Imagine the way Mario 3D Land is, right? But with an open world like this, exactly like this game. Just take some of the freaking um moons out and, you know, increase the stage a little bit, because I think that's what made 3D Land really, really unique. Not to say, okay, one of actually no, leave it big, but in, in I will leave it a little bit smaller, like Princess Peach's area. I'll leave the exact around small like that. You can make it bigger in some stages, like final in the other final stages. I don't mind that. It would make sense, but to me, that game does a lot of things that are really good. All right, I just beat that game not that long ago, Mario 3D Land, and it still holds up. I still think it's better than Odyssey, and I feel like Nintendo did everything in that game. Not everything. I feel like there should have been a sequel to that game, because I would have loved to use mostly all the power ups in all the Mario games in that game. That's just me. I feel like we should have a Mario game that's literally like this, but using all the power ups. That's what I thought this game was going to show me. I thought this game was going to give me the traditional power ups, and then you can use that cap power up. Like, say if you're a fire flower and using the cap fire flower, and then if you hit the enemy, they can catch on fire or some shit like that, or they become like a fire enemy or some shit. That'd be cool. Come on, possibilities. Come on, hire me, Nintendo, for real. Come on. That's the thing. This is what the game is missing. Shit like that. Shit like that. My God. If you want to look at a good example at a boss fight, the Aztec fight and the dragon fight. Both, oh, in the Bowser fight, but those two other fights are really good examples. And some of the rabbit fights. I'm going to call them rabbits. I don't give a fuck what the game calls them. I'm going to call them rabbits because that's what they are, rabbits. Alright? Because there's like three of those rabbits, except for the one that looks like Goofy. All three of those rabbits have different unique ways to take them out, which is great. So, that's fun. That is fun. Um, that's the highlight of those rabbits, and I rather have new enemies than, I don't know, the Koopalings again. I don't hate the Koopalings, but they should not be in a 3D world game like this. And if they do Super Mario Odyssey 2, make this game better. Take my freaking words, Nintendo. Make this game so much better. Make it so good. Make it so much better. Take the criticism that I say and make them better, man. Look at 3D Land and see what made it so good, and then add to it like you did in Odyssey, but obviously don't put too much, because that's what you did. You put too much, like in Donkey Kong 64. Obviously, that was Rare that did it, but still, this shit has like more shit than Donkey Kong 64. But again, Donkey Kong 64 is different because there's another flaw that goes with Donkey Kong 64. You had to switch characters back and forth. But with this one, the stupidest thing is that, the biggest flaw of this game, at the end when you beat it, it's like, hey, like I said before, here's all those moves that you can collect after the game. Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, you can go to the shop and if you have enough gold, you can get all those coins to rack up to 999. What? Then what's the point of me doing the fucking stages? I could just grind for money. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Whoever thought of that should be fucking fired. Either you take the option to pay those stars in the shop, or you take away the option of having all those extra stars. I mean, extra moons. I keep saying stars, but they're moons. All right. In my opinion, get rid of the fucking moons. The extra moons. That's it. That's it. That's it. And this game would have been a nice, short, beautiful bow game. Just increase the level. I mean, just add more to the level of the Dark Souls level and the Cloud level. And then at that point, you got a fine game. And that's it. That's it. That's really it. And add two more to the costumes. Like, what if different, different costumes. Like, say, going back, like, you go to a different world and you need that costume to go to that world, for example, you know, or there's a boss fight you need to fight, but that boss wants you to just a certain way to fight. Possibilities are endless, you know. And then you have the freaking fire cap throwing at the enemy. I mean, throwing at the enemy, and then the enemy becomes like a fire cap. Like, say if you throw it to a Goomba, the Goomba becomes like a fire flower. I mean, like a fire type enemy, basically. So when he's like, there's an option for him to probably spit fireballs. Again, you know, it doesn't have to be fireballs. It could be a freaking ice ball, or better yet, it can be a tuniki leaf, spin and shit. I don't know, anything. Why Nintendo hasn't thought about this shit right now is sad. It's sad. It's sad. We haven't seen the Mario game in a while, ever since the Mario movie. And I guarantee you, if the next Mario game, major game like this, doesn't take heed to what I've said in this video, in these two-part videos, then they are fucked with these games. They are fucked with these games, man. Again, I haven't played Bowser's Fury. If you guys say it's good and it destroys all the flaws that I pointed out, then you know what? They did it. They did it. They did it. And you know what? I'm gonna get the game once anyone tells me. Literally. Uh, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Be safe, and check out Part 1 if you haven't seen it. I know Part 2 is a little bit longer than Part 1, but that's fine. I'll see you guys later, and be safe.